Welcome everyone to Chaz Chat Gaming, and today I would like to discuss Stalker 2 and mods we need to see be added in game. Now the reason why I want to do this video, guys, is because of the fact that when I did the first part, it seemed like I held within a lot of borders. I didn't want to have expectations that will be too wild or too high. This time, my expectations are high and wild. So let's get right into it. Now this is a big one to a lot of old school Stalker fans. I just started playing Stalker 2, so this one isn't for me, but I definitely understand it because I played Fallout, which is PDA radio. Now when you're walking around the zone and you're having all this danger and you're having all this fun, what better way to enjoy it even more than to have PDA radio, to have, even if it was someone talking on the radio or even if they're playing old school music. Maybe you can add your own songs. Who knows? But I think that this is a great option to have for the players just to pass the time when they're exploring and having fun in the zone. PDA radio is a good number one. And while we all love the radio and we love PDAs as Stalker fans, I also think that the world itself needs some new life. And I think what better way to have life in the world than animals? I think adding bears and raccoons and little itty bitty rodents would be a very good addition to Stalker 2. I can already see it now, running through the red forest and running into a mutated bear, or maybe a zombie bear, or even a regular bear would be really cool. I think that Stalker 2 has a lot of potential to be something even more than what it is right now. And while it is a fantastic game, it's come a long way in the last 6 months, it can always be better, and it will be better. And I have a good feeling that by the end of the year, the modders are going to be rolling out the mods like crazy. So I think this is a good number 2. Now this next one kind of goes with the previous one, which is hunting and fishing. Now we have all of this water in the zone, and what better way to put it to use than to add a couple fish? And I don't really even need mutated fish. I would just like to see regular fish, have a survival game, a little mini game of fishing. I think it would be really fun, which also leads me into the next mod, which is boats and rafts. Now, like I said, we have all this water, and when you're across the way, what better way to cross the river than to use a boat or a raft? And I think, this would save players a lot of time. This would keep the elements of the zone intact compared to actually taking away from anything. You would only have to add a little mechanic of you getting in and out of the boat. You don't really need much else other than that. And even then, you could just show the mechanic kind of like what they do when you go to bed in Stalker 2, which is they show the mechanic of you laying down, it goes black, and then it takes you to wherever you need to go. I think that that would be a really good idea, and I think that that would be a really good mod. It would save players a lot of time, like I said, and it would also keep the realistic feel of the zone intact. Now, speaking of realism, which is gas mask animations. Now, we know that the zone is filled with gas masks. There's a wide variety of them. You can earn some, you can buy some, you can find some. And I think what better way to add this realistic animation to make it to where you can take it on and off, and when it's on, it kind of looks like you're wearing one, and maybe there's timers on the filters or whatever. Maybe you can adjust the stats on gas masks. I think that this would be really, really cool. I think it adds a sense of realism to the game. I think that in the zone, since there's so many different gas masks, I think that this would be really cool to add this animation of you taking it on and off, and also you changing the filter to the gas mask, which is very realistic. It's very possible, and it really wouldn't take that much effort to actually make this animation possible. So I think that this is actually a really good mod that would be added. Now, this next mod was actually brought to me by another Stalker 2 fan, and he told me that he would love to see this be added to the zone, and I fully agree with him, which is weapon repair kits. Now, when you're scavenging and you're out and about in the zone, you're fighting enemies and mutants, it's really hard to just go back to home base and walk back. And I think what better way to fix that problem temporarily, obviously, you would have to go back at some point, but I think that it would be really cool if traders or if in the zone you could find weapons repair kits, or even if you could craft them, that would be really cool. But I think that this would be a really good mod. It's very useful, it's very realistic, and when you're on the go, not everybody wants to just travel back to home base, so weapons repair kits would actually prevent you from having to do that every single time you get close to your weapons breaking down. And I think armor repair kits would be very useful as well, but I'm just looking for the weapons repair kits for now. So I think that these would both be added. They're very simple. It wouldn't take very much. It would just be a simple animation and boom, keep it going, keep it pushing. So I think this is a good one. But I'd like to know your guys' thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below what you would like to see modded or added to S.T.A.L.K.E.R. 2. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, guys, to Chaz Chat Gaming. I do videos like this all the time. Chaz Chat is out.